Well, hi Anna. How are you?
Hi, Yola.
So you just
See
took
you.
with yeah, good to see you too. So we just finished the 8-week workshop and you have a really good story behind it why you took the workshop. Can you tell me a little bit more about where you are, like you were married? I think it's your second marriage, and also why you decided to take the workshop.
Okay. This is my second marriage, but we're about to celebrate our 25th anniversary. And I'm excited about that. It's a good relationship. We've raised a son, and with 25 years, it's 25 years married and almost 30 years that we've been together. So I was really excited. We were planning a special trip. But when I saw your course and got to go to your workshop, and I saw that you had, or rather, I went to a program you did, just a single day program, and you were talking about the workshop. And I thought that there were some things that I could learn that might make it's a good marriage, but I thought I could make a good marriage even better. And so it was a little more than I would normally spend, but I could argue to myself, well, this is going to be essentially an anniversary present for both of us. So I attended the workshop and I thought if I can make our marriage even better, then the next 25 years will be even better. And I think that's really happened. I really am so glad that I came and attended your workshop.
Wow, that's really so beautiful. I know you've been attending every single week and you're just so into it. And just truly I admire you so much for taking a good relationship to a completely different level. And you said we do this exercise, we will go actually on a no control date. Can you tell us a little bit more about the no control date? What happened?
It was fun. I remember thinking I don't know what to say when you told us to ask them to take us on a no control date. And I thought, well, I'll have to explain to him what that means and all this. And I was all ready to tell him more. And I said, well, I'm supposed to ask you to take me on a no control date. And he said, okay. And that was it. He didn't ask anymore. And it was really fun. I had no idea where we were going to go, what we were going to do. He did ask me one day, he said, how are you doing today? And are you planning to walk a lot today? Because sometimes I can't walk. If I walk too many steps, then I'm kind of uh, I have an ankle injury, old ankle injury. So if I walk too many steps, then I can't walk so much the next day. And he just asked me, he said, are you planning on doing a lot of walking today? I said, no, not really. And he said, good. He said, save up because I'd like you to go, I'd like to take you out on a walk. And I said, okay. And and this is great because we used to do when we first met, we did a lot of hiking and biking and backpacking. And so I knew it was that evening. I asked him, am I wearing the right thing? He says, yeah, that's fine. He says, the important thing is for it to be comfortable. And so, we went out. I had no idea where we're going. I said, when are you going to tell me? And he goes, later. And so we're driving. We live outside of town. So we're driving towards town and I'm just wondering where we might be going. And he said, you'll see. I think you'll like it. And we went into town. He goes, I'm just going to pull over here and stop at the library. And I thought, okay. And we pulled up to the library and I said, oh, look what they've done they had planted these new gardens and stuff. And he said, I'm glad you like it because this is where we're going.
Aw.
So we went and walked through all the new gardens that they had planted near the library and looked at the plants and looked at the flowers. And he knows that I love flowers and gardening. And I actually studied that. Uh, I was a biology major and studied a lot of plants and plant communities, and he knows I love them. And so it was so fun and it was so thoughtful because it was really something he knew I would like. It was something we had never done together before. And So we walked and enjoyed the sunset and looked at the river and chatted and had a wonderful, wonderful time. And he said, well, now we're going to go to supper. And he asked me, would you like to go this restaurant or this restaurant? And I said, well, either one sounds good. And he said, well, I think that this other one is going to be some healthier food. And what do you think about that? I said, that sounds great. And we went to this new restaurant that I'd never been to. He had been to it and had told me before, well, we should go sometime. But we went, and it was such a wonderful time. And he had put some thought into it, and it was such a surprise. And it was really fun to be taken care of in that way. We do a good job, with the pandemic and all, we mostly eat at home. And we both cook. He's a good cook. I'm a good cook. We're slightly different sort of things that we do, but it was so fun to get to go out, and it was so fun to have him take me someplace where he knew that I would really, really enjoy that. And he knows also that I'm trying to get more exercise, so taking me on a walking date was fabulous. It was really, really, really thoughtful.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing. Yeah, we'll find out that so many women, when they go on that no control date, they are surprised and shocked how the men actually take charge and they just figure things out, because we control so much that it's like we
yeah,
always set things up, but to actually allow their creative self come out and please you, that was really amazing. If you had
it was.
yeah, if you had one shift that you made during that workshop, what was like the biggest aha you had?
Oh, the biggest aha was that I began to realize how many times I was micromanaging things, telling him what to do, telling him how to do it, even when it was things that he does all the time. And I should have just said, can you take care of this, and just left it in his hands. I did a lot of micromanaging, and once I became more aware to look at that, I was able to sort of see that coming and let it go. And when I let it go, things became smoother. I think there were times when he was kind of bristling and kind of a little annoyed, but he wasn't saying anything, but it just made the air tense. And when I let that go and thought a little bit more about what I was about to say, and some things I actually thought about what I was about to say and thought, that doesn't need to be said. And so just thinking more about what I was saying and how does that really sound? How does that really make the other person feel? And it was such a big aha, because it helped with my husband. We are having more fun and laughing. We always did laugh, and it was pretty good, but it's even better, even smoother. And I found that I've begun to use that also with my son,
Mm.
our son, and with my sister and my other family members and friends. Just this thinking ahead about how is what I'm about to say going to sound to the other person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it feels weird that I didn't think about that before, but I just didn't, and now I do. And there's a bunch of things that I was thinking of saying that I don't, and that's good.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think
Yeah.
you have arsenal of tools of how to avert any things that come
Yeah.
your way, any maybe sharp words or things like that, how to express, when you're hurt, when he's grumpy, like, all those things that it just makes it easier, right?
Yes, having those things, the simple phrases where you can say, if you feel like this, then say that phrase. That's really helpful. That's
Mhm.
really helpful. And he now knows the code phrases too. And I sometimes, when I do that, I see him sort of smile, like he knows. I think he knows, he recognizes that code phrase. He knows what it means. And he also knows I'm really trying
Yeah.
to be more friendly and more, just to make things better. I think that he appreciates that I went through the course, and he appreciates the results.
Yeah. What a
And
beautiful.
so
Yeah.
even though it was good before, I feel
Yeah.
like it's better now,
Yeah.
even
I was
better.
just
And I'm so thankful, because I look at, so I hope the next 25 years is going to be even more fun than the last
oh,
25.
It certainly will, because you're putting, you see, we live life many times just like going day to day, but now you're actually putting conscious attention and intention into the relationship and making it truly the best it can be with your son, with your friends, with anyone. And you're doing an amazing job. How was the community? How did you feel meeting every week with the tribe, with the girls? How did that feel for
It
you?
was fun. It was fun meeting the other women, and there was such a variety. There were people who were a few people older than me, a lot of people younger than me, people who were single. Well, I say people, all women, but women who were single, women who were married, women who'd been married a long time, women who'd been married a short time, women who weren't married but were in a relationship. So there was a variety of us, and we all had I think good questions, and we were all trying to learn how to do better. And I got the impression that a lot of people felt like it was better after. I know that for me it was, and it was nice having a community. I appreciated having the we had, I guess, a Facebook chat. There was a little chat thread that we were all on, like a group chat. And that was nice to sort of see what other people were doing for their self-care, and then be reminded, oh, I have to do my self-care. And also seeing some of the ideas of different things that people did, and saying, oh, I could do some of that. It was fun. You did a good job of building the community.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And if you had one advice that you have for somebody who is considering taking the workshop, what would you say?
Oh, I would say give it a try, because, well, first of all, you were saying that there's a guarantee. If it doesn't work for them, they can leave. But the thing is, I wasn't sure if I should do this. My marriage wasn't in trouble. I wasn't thinking of leaving. There was just, well, if you think of the carpentry example, I felt like there was a couple of little rough spots. It wasn't like I needed to take a lathe or a file to it. It wasn't like there were big problems, but there was a couple of little rough spots where sometimes we would say sort of sharp or snippy things to each other, and then we would get hurt, either one of us. And I felt like learning these skills gave me some sort of fine grit sandpaper to kind of polish off the rough spots, make it a little
Yeah,
smoother. And it is smoother and happier and more pleasant. And I feel like it was really worth it. I'm so glad that I took the workshop.
that's wonderful. Well, congratulations. I'm so glad you took it as well, because you were truly an integral part of that workshop. And I wish you amazing next 25 years. Just
Thank you.
go
Thank
and
you
rock
so
it.
much.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with the rest of your business. I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm
Thank
really glad
you.
you're out there for helping people.
Thank you.